Hello and welcome to another episode of Storytime with Stacey. Hello again if you're now familiar with the show and you've joined us for a lot of these stories, and hello to you if you're not so familiar with the show. Just before I read today's story, I'll give you a bit of information. This is Storytime with Stacey, as I said, and it airs every Monday at 11 a.m. and every Friday at 6 p.m. on the Nottingham City Library's Facebook page. So I'll put the link of our Facebook page across the bottom, although you should know what it is if you're joining us live right now. But you can also get a lot of these stories on catch up on YouTube, so I'm going to put the link of our YouTube channel along the bottom as well. We've got quite a back catalogue of stories now, so there's lots there to keep you entertained during these strange times that we're living in. Anyways, without any further ado, I'm just going to get tucked into today's story. I really love these Nick Sharratt and Stephen Tucker pop-up books, and I really like the rhymes in them and the characters that I can do. So the one I've chosen today is Cinderella. So thank you to Nick and Stephen, and thank you also to Macmillan Children's Books. But without any further delay, this is Cinderella. Cinderella. Cinderella's sisters were such a rotten pair. She did all the housework. They never did their share. A party invitation came from the prince one day. Cinders said, "Can I come too?" Her sisters said, "No way. Let's have a look at the royal invitation. Please come to my party, the prince." "You must help us to get ready, and don't you pull that face. Go and fetch our party frocks, our fans, our jewels, our lace." Cinders did up all their buttons, and then she tied their bows, put rings on every finger and powder on each nose. "See you later," said the sisters. Cinders sobbed, "It isn't fair. I never go to parties or have nice things to wear." All at once there was a flash and a puff of purple smoke. It was her fairy godmother. She smiled and then she spoke. And there's the fairy godmother suddenly appearing, look. "Find me a pumpkin and a frog and 2 white mice as well. Put them in the garden and I will cast a spell." The fairy waved her magic wand. "Here's a coach and a ball gown too. Have fun at the party, Cinders, but there's one thing you must do." Oh, look at that magical coach that's just appeared, look. "You must be home by 12 o'clock, Cinders said. "Okay," and went off to the palace to dance the night away. She had a really brilliant time. The prince liked her the best. Her sisters whispered, "Who's that girl?" They never even guessed. And look at the 2 sisters hiding in the corner there, looking all jealous. All too soon the clock struck 12, and Cinders gasped, "Oh no!" She dashed out of the palace as fast as she could go. The prince looked for her everywhere, but only found her shoe. She lost it when she'd run away. He thought, "Here's what I'll do. I'll make each girl in the kingdom try on this shoe to see if I can find the owner, 'cause she's the one for me." When Cinder's sisters had their turn, they pushed and shoved and squeezed, but their feet were much too big. The prince was jolly pleased. And he was just about to leave when Cinderella appeared. "May I try on the shoe?" she asked. Her horrid sisters sneered. Imagine their astonishment. They wailed, "It cannot be!" The shoe fitted her perfectly. The prince cried, "Marry me!" Happy Cinderella said to the prince, "I'm yours, but only if you promise me we'll share the household chores." It was the wedding of the year. Guests came from far and wide, and even Cinder's sisters said she made a lovely bride. So that was Cinderella. Thank you again to Nick and Stephen, or Stefan. I'm never quite sure how to say that name, so I'm sorry if you're watching, Stephen or Stefan, and I've said it wrong. I do apologise. Thank you again also to Macmillan for giving us their blessing in reading that little tale out. I really like the ending of that Cinderella, where the ugly sisters are actually wishing Cinderella warm wishes at the end of it. I used to love watching the Disney film as a child. I think my sister used to think I was a bit like Gus Gus, especially when I went to go and get lots and lots of biscuits and have to carry them like that. If you've seen the Disney film, of course, you'll know what I'm on about. Anyways, it's been brilliant having you again for another episode of Storytime with Stacey. As I said earlier, stories are every Monday at 11 a.m. and every Friday at 6 p.m. on our Facebook channel, but you can also get it on catch up on our YouTube channel. Just another little reminder, the Storytime with Stacey's are part of our wider online city library service, where we've got lots of great resources, not just for kids but everybody else as well. So I'll put the link of that along the bottom. Other than that, it's been brilliant having you, and I'll see you again soon. Goodbye.